Hi, this is Katrina, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I wanted to just get some things off my chest. For the past couple of days, I've been thinking about these past couple months and how this year has been, and I've realized that I've been in a creative drought. I haven't created as much as I would like, and it's not just me not creating. It's deeper than that, because as an artist, in every sense of the word, as a creator, it literally feels like you're killing yourself when you're not in that creative mode, when you're not actively creating, even if it's bad art or not good enough or whatever. When I'm not actively doing the things that I love to do, because I'm scared that it won't turn out the way I want it to turn out, or I'm too busy shooting the idea down because I've already compared it to what I've seen on social media. I literally feel like I'm slowly dying. And it's just to a point where I want to kind of go on some kind of journey where it's like every day I'm creating something, every day I'm making something, just to literally raise my vibration and my frequency up. But I don't know what to do specifically, because I do draw, I paint, and I write, and I sketch, but it's like, what will really, I'm thinking I could do all four or three or whatever, how many I said. But what I wanted to say is that I think in this day and age where there's a lot of social media, I feel like creatives can tend to get stuck in this loop cycle of constantly watching other people's creations on social media. And it's really inspiring, and it's, it's super cool to look at and to see from a distance. But at the same time, sometimes it tricks your brain into thinking that you're actually doing something, but you're not. You're just watching other people make their art and be creative and live out their dream while you're just consuming endlessly. And that's where I've been in these past couple months. I've just been consuming endlessly and not creating as much. And it has to be a point where, as a creative, you have to get serious and be like, if I want to truly be somebody who is constantly creating to the point where I can create my own career path, and make my own job, I have to start small by creating my art now. No matter, despite how amateur it might be at this moment, I need to create just to create, because I feel like thinking about things too much actually kills the vision, because you spend all that energy planning and envisioning instead of realizing you have to act on the moment. You have to just make it so that you can just say, okay, I made this, and then build off of it. Because after all these months of consuming and researching or being inspired by things I see on Pinterest and Instagram, I don't have anything to show for it. I just have a bunch of vision boards in my head and so many cool pictures that I'm inspired by, but I don't have anything concrete. I don't have a work by my own hands that I'm just like, okay, this is it, this is good. Because of all that time that I spent doing that, I could have progressed to be, break into different levels of my creativity, and who knows where I would be now. So I realize that now, and I'm sure there's other creatives that's kind of been in that loop too, especially if you're somebody that may have like a attention disorder like me. I have ADHD. Somebody who may just be constantly addicted to seeing things on social media, art on social media, creative ideas on social media. It can tend to take away from your own creativity, because you're too busy in your head and not manifesting in the 3D. And I think another thing that just causes a lot of creatives to be very slow in their actual creative journey is because there's a lot of thinking involved. And sometimes when you overthink, you psych yourself out of doing what you actually need to do. Like for this video, for instance, I'm thinking, okay, where's the lighting, or which place do I sit so this video makes sense, and what are the logistics of it. But it gets to the point where you think so much, you think yourself out of doing what you know you need to do. So that whole just do it, as cliche as it is, it's very true. I think when it comes to being a creative, it's more so like you're literally manifesting. Whatever's in your head, you're literally taking that idea captive and you're transmuting it into the reality that you live in now. So it has to be a shorter process between getting the idea and actually starting it and sticking to it until you can actually see it. Because that process, that if it's delayed and there's a lot of procrastination, you just won't end up not doing it. And that's the cycle, that's the loop I've been in for so many months, and I just want to break that. Whatever it is that you're into, like if you're a writer, it really needs to start with you just writing whatever you feel like writing. Just literally just start writing whatever it is, even if it's just a sentence. I feel like one thing that's really helped me was figuring out how to view actually creating. I feel like for so many creatives, we envision what we want to create, but then we're living in the end too much. Like, it's cool to live in the end and like really see what you want to make and see what you want the outcome to be and everything else, but it can be discouraging if it takes longer than you expected, or it can just be discouraging in general because you're too busy just focusing on the outcome, and when you're not seeing it, when it's not coming together quickly enough, or when it's not seeming right, you just get discouraged and you don't want to do it anymore. And so what I have decided from here on henceforth is to change my perspective on how I approach my creativity. And it's not a end all be all, like I'm doing this to make this. It's more so I'm going to enjoy the process, and I'm going to focus on each stitch and each part of the process that I'm doing, because I don't want to take the enjoyment that I should be having during my creative process away because I'm too busy just being all angsty and anxious about the outcome that I've envisioned. So it's more so literally being in the moment, like not allowing my mind to go farther than what's actually happening. Engaging your senses and just ground yourself in what you're doing so you can actually enjoy the process, and that you can experience flow. And actually, because the point should not be to create the end result, which is, that can seem counteractive because it's like, well, I'm starting this process because I want to create this. But it should be like, I want to experience being in a creative frequency and being in that creative vibrational high. Like when you're really in flow and you're creating something amazing, it feels amazing because you feel like water running down a stream. It's just literally flowing. You feel like it's effortless, like it's easy. You can go on and on and on and on. That's really where you want to get to, like that high, that little place mentally, and connect to what you're doing literally right then and there, what you're doing, instead of just completely focusing on the end result. So yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest because I've literally been thinking about how do I elevate my creativity, and it's more so less thinking and more doing, and grounding myself every second of the way in what I'm doing, so as to not miss out on getting into that state of flow, because when I get there, then the end result that I'm seeking will actually come to fruition. And yeah, that's all my thoughts for today. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.